So, what happened there?
I'll be honest. I have no idea. Like I just left it, and just cut out of nowhere.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, but everything should be good now.
Cool. Cool.
All right. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, right. Risk has been lacking, man. It's like usually he's the one who says, let's record something. I want
Yeah.
to I want to know where he's at, and you know what is he up to?
Well, you never know. He could be prepared for something because if you know, you know, and he knows a lot.
He knows more. He probably knows more than me and you, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's like I started knowing stuff, and then he started, and then he just went to knowing more.
Yeah. But of course, at least I'm aware that we're in a simulation. Everything's a video game, also a movie, and whatever dystopian method concept you want to call it.
Yeah, for the most part, it's like the best. The only important thing is that you're aware, and that most people are aware. Because in all honesty, most people aren't really that aware.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
ultimately, it is what it is. Hmm. I know
Yeah.
he's been. No, I know he's not off Twitter. He tweeted like 7 hours. I wonder, is he sleeping? Like, bro, what is he? What is he doing?
Hmm. I have no idea, and I'm not gonna say much.
Yeah, me neither. But how have you been?
Well, life's going great.
Anything new happened, or did you find out anything new?
Uh, no, not much, but it'll take time eventually.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're right. It would definitely take some time. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's only three of us.
Yeah,
I want more people here, but it's like, bro, it's like, who am I going to get that does not want a paycheck?
yeah,
It's like, because we cannot pay anybody. This is practically for fun, actually.
yeah.
Speaking of which,
It's about.
do you get paid off your podcast?
Uh, no, I don't get paid for my podcast.
Oh,
Do you?
I don't even have a podcast.
Oh, okay.
Anymore.
Oh, oh
But
well.
but no, I did. But no, I did not. No, when I had one, I didn't get paid off of it at all. I mean, I reached the goal. I just didn't really know how to set up the whole ads thing.
Hmm. Okay.
But yeah, for the most part. But yeah, for the most part, bro. I don't know, bro. I haven't deleted the Polywork app because I don't know, bro. It's just not the same anymore. It's really not.
Yeah.
It used to be good. It used to be like good because it's like, here's the thing. They the app messed up when the app honestly messed up when they stopped you from being able to post a job opportunity on your phone. That's all I'm gonna say. It's
I
like,
can't argue with that.
yeah, and it's like, so they took a wrong direction in that. Like, that was their first mistake. Their second mistake was whatever they did now, bro. Because like, I'm not gonna lie, everything is so hard to navigate, especially on the app. Especially on the app.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, to be honest with you. Oh, hey, Risk.
Way.
Hey, I just noticed. Yeah,
we,
Glad you're
we
here.
were wondering. We were wondering where you were at because, well, for one, you're always the one who says let's record something.
It
yeah.
always gets juicy when you're here.
I just didn't notice. You didn't. I didn't get added on my notifications.
Oh yeah, no. I'll be honest, bro. Like, Discord has been messing up in that category. Sometimes I don't get notifications about a bunch of stuff unless like I'm added or something.
Mm.
But for the most part, what was I saying before, Chame? Oh yeah,
You said things about how Polywork
yeah,
kind of screwed up a bit. That
yeah. I mean,
made the app not as
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Polywork, yeah, it's just not the same anymore, bro. It's like everything is hard to navigate. Plus, they messed up with the moment that they took away like the option of posting from your phone. Because here's the thing, I have a laptop, but I don't always want to go on my laptop just to post an opportunity.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm not gonna lie. Plus the last time we tried to find another team member, bro, they wanted to get paid, and I'm like, bro, we cannot pay you. We're pretty much doing this for fun.
Yeah.
Slash informing people.
Yeah.
of course.
Yes.
So it's like, bro, you're not gonna get paid out of this. Like, just do it because you care about humanity.
Or do it because you're interested in learning about social media.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Risk, yo, what have you been up to, man? Like, how have you been like preparing? Because I think last time you said you were like gonna get a bunch of food.
I haven't done that yet.
Oh, okay.
Kind of wait until haven't done that yet. Working on it. Yeah, does not look bright. I don't think this year is going to be very. I think this year is going to be very entertaining. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be something, all right.
With the Epstein flight logs coming out, the fact that literally almost attempted assassination of the South Korean president,
Oh yeah, I have
and
been.
the fucking 3 earthquakes, supposed 3 earthquakes, and the 2 in America and 1 in like the freaking Japan.
Yeah, I have been hearing about the flight logs coming out, man.
They're holding it off till half of it's came out already. They're holding off a lot of it until 22nd of January. They're trying to buzz off time because I think they're trying to calm people down before it happens, or they're hoping they can have Biden fuck up or have someone fuck off and make this thing just disappear.
Exactly. That's the thing. They know that whatever they're putting in the food and the water and the things they're trying to lower
Why
our
else do
attention
you think,
spans.
Jamie, they're about to apparently release more information about UFOs? Why do you think that is? You don't think it's to literally distract from, I don't know, the fact that Charles, Andrew, Bill Clinton, that's apparently mentioned 50 times in that dossier, in the flight logs, 50 John Doe or something like that, or Doe, who's apparently Bill Clinton. That was his code name, or alienists. And supposedly, yeah, apparently people are trying. Apparently, Jimmy Kimmel's threatening to sue something over claiming that he was on the island. But
Oh yeah,
to be fair, Jimmy Kimmel has done some dodgy shit before.
I heard about. Oh yeah, I heard about that too.
It was on Twitter.
Yeah, I heard it on bro. I heard it on Twitter, man. It's like, yeah, he probably was. He wouldn't be trying to sue anybody if
He did some weird, like, I can't remember what when it was, but in the early 2000s he did like this weird skit where he was behind some woman air thrusting into her.
air thrusting.
Yes. Yeah, he's to say he's not probably wasn't on that list is hilarious. He probably was.
Wait, stay
There's
tuned.
no proof.
Wait, Paige is saying stay tuned. It's supposed to drop today. What names are you expecting to see?
I thought. Well, Bill Clinton.
Oh, by the way,
Charles.
this page's name Return of Cappy. Like Isaac Cappy, you remember him?
No.
Oh, well, pretty much he was exposing a bunch of stuff, and then I think in the news it said he committed suicide or something, but
They always say that when it's someone they want to get rid of. You really think that Epstein committed suicide? He was offed.
Yeah, pretty much. But just look up Isaac Cappy on YouTube, and he'll pop up.
There's a guy, I can't remember what it was, but there's this guy back in the early 2000s exposing the West, Illuminati, right?
Right.
And basically, I told you about this guy, right, on YouTube, right? He was exposing them. He basically telling the government telling people telling the internet, spread this all over, right? And it was exposing who they all are. And then this old guy basically said, I know you're trying to help, but just let it be, because these people don't want to be saved. Or something like that in the comments.
You know what I think, bro? They're just gonna release the list as a distraction.
They're gonna leave the list as a distraction. The thing with this list and that, once this information comes thing, the world will change forever. We can no longer go on about being naive, thinking that our people that there's actually a government. This will change everything. People think, the list will do nothing. The list will change everything.
I would say
it will change the way that they act around us. They will change. They will start to enforce more things, and they'll get a lot more stricter.
I would say, yeah, that's true. I would say that there was a timeline where you were able to be naive and just.
But that was long. That's long been gone now. If
Yeah,
you
I
can't
would
see,
say
I blatantly said to my parents, they are definitely going to steal everything from us,
they are.
and they don't believe me. It's fucking obvious they will.
You know what I want to
Pretty
do, bro?
obvious, but they're not going to freaking understand because they haven't
I'm-
looked deep enough. I watched a video. I watched a power. I can't remember what it was, but let me tell you about a book, an audio book I was reading. Right, it's about the Freemasons. Where was it?
You know what I
On
told
the
my
YouTube.
mom? I told my mom I wanted to get my license so I can get a mobile, so I can get a mobile home just in case things,
Yeah, Morals and Dogma by Albert Pike.
Okay.
Part
it?
one of it's 7 hours, and I only read up to an hour. Basically, talked about the 34 degrees, all the degrees of masonry, what they are. It's a book that they made public. The fact that that was made public, is quite interesting because we all believe that the Freemason people don't realize it, but the third American party in the world, right? The third ever democratically American party, right? Was called the Masonic Party, what basically was basically against the Freemasons and was all about getting rid of them, destroying them. Surprisingly. And even the Freemasons thanked them for getting all these people out of the organization because you made the Freemasons more pure. Because you got rid of all the non-believers, and we were able to clean house and get all people that truly believe in our cause. So they thanked them. The Illuminati originally, what was it? Yeah, the Illuminati came out of Bavaria, but that was one of them. But supposedly it came out of, that was just one of them. It supposedly came out of multiple. To say all of these secret societies didn't come out of one another, right?
Interesting.
There's another one called the Jesuit Order, who basically represent the Freemasons. Also talk heavily, right, about this book, or this other guy I was listening to, right? He talked heavily about the Jesuits, right, who basically joined the Illuminati and basically infiltrate the Freemasons. And basically these people, right, they were forced out of Spain. Now what religion was forced out of Spain?
Islam?
No.
Christian.
Other one. Jews. They're all forced out of Spain.
Oh, Judaism.
Yes.
Okay.
They were forced out of Spain. The Pope went after them. And then a couple of years later, the Pope rescinded that and they were able to come back to Spain. But they were the Freemasons. People don't talk about it, but the Knights Templar, right? I have my suspicions the Knights Templar were most of them were Jewish, right? The Knights Templar, if you think about it logistically, the Knights Templar, right, in their will and when they created it, right, they basically created the modern day financial system. That's how they got rich. The Knights Templar got rich by creating the financial system, the monetary transaction system with most countries. We don't talk about it, but it's interesting that way. People think that secret societies are just this thing, but they actually have more power than you think. Surprisingly.
I'm currently looking at small mobile homes right now.
I just love looking into esoteric shit like the Freemasons, the Illuminati, the Jesuits, other ones, Skull and Bones. They're all more connected than most people know. They're more connected than anything. The Knights Templar, you could probably say that they might have actually came out of Britain. A lot of it came out of Britain. The Freemasons definitely came out of Britain because there's so many of them in Scotland, in the UK. So many. It's mad.
That's crazy.
Yep. The thing is, though, America back in the 17th century, right, 17th and 18th century, right, the fucking country is infested with them. Infested with them. Most of your former presidents, George Washington, what was it, other one? John Quincy Adams, all of them were infested, were Freemasons. If not Freemasons, other secret societies. It's just mad. It makes you question if they were secret societies back then. Which ones are part of the secret societies now? I know Bill Gates is part of one. I know Clinton is probably part of one. The Bushes are part of Skull and Bones.
Oh yeah, right. Hold on. Don't you have to do like homosexual acts in order to get
You
into
have to jizzed over a casket apparently to enter Skull and Bones, supposedly.
Oh, you have to what?
I swear that's what they said, and what I heard on thing. Right. There's also in the Freemason book, right? They talk heavily about God, right? A lot about God, right? It
Yeah.
made me question: are these guys the good guys or the bad guys? Because they were talking so much about it, like
Oh yeah.
religion
Hold
and
on.
that. The
Isn't
Freemasons were a lot more religious than you would, from what I can tell. You wouldn't think it, but they seemed like intellectual scholars, the Freemasons, from what I could tell from what it was.
I'll be honest. Don't the Freemasons have their own like holy Bible?
I think they probably do, to be fair.
I'll be honest. I was looking up Holy Bible. At one time, I was looking up Holy Bibles, and I saw a Freemason one, and I'm like, "Wait, Freemasons have their own Holy Bible?"
They're heavily religious, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah,
they're heavily religious. I don't know how, to an extent. I don't even know if they're against Jews, but they're more religious than people would think. You think? I even when I listened to that audiobook, I couldn't tell. Are they the good guys or the bad guys? Or they have their own motives, or what's their end goal? I even said that I think in a book I couldn't tell. The Freemasons, I couldn't tell what their end goal was. But and my suspicions, could the Freemasons potentially just be a group of intellectuals, like a bunch of like scholars, that wanted to put together a club for all the people that are the most smartest people in the world?
I mean, it's a possibility that might be the case, but
and they say, or was it a group founded to stop evil?
I mean, was it a group founded to stop evil?
Who knows? Who knows?
You really need to look deep into like Freemasonry to see
it's
like
interesting. Masonry is interesting.
Yeah, to see what their
supposedly all the royals are. Apparently, a lot of the royal families got converted to Freemasonry.
Hold on, I'll be back. I'm gonna go help my mom.
Fine. What else do you guys want to dive into?
Put something in the chat so we can discuss something on that.
What did you put in the chat?
Well, let us just check.
Did you hear about the whole thing about apparently, what was it? Supposedly a couple of days ago, they were trying to, on January 1st, they're going to be, I think one of the phone networks was trying to push something where they could basically fine you for saying something they do not like.
I've heard that before, but I didn't know that would come so soon and like implement it.
I think they said they want to start implementing it in their TO. So on January the 1st.
Well, of course they do.
But let's be real here. They got blowback from PayPal. PayPal got blowback, right? The thing is, though, a couple of people that the attention span of most people nowadays, right? They'll go, no, I don't like that. Then a couple of months later, they'll put it in the TOS and everybody will forget. It's whingy. Everybody will forget about it.
It's like they accept it.
Of course they do.
It's ridiculous.
They don't feel like they can fight back. That's the reason. I didn't see anything on the freaking page, by the way. So what did you send?
So, what I've said most recently. Oh yes, Arnav Kapoor from MIT has developed a device called Alter Ego, which allows him to surf the internet and perform tasks like ordering pizza using his mind.
Well, it sounds like something that sounds like something OpenAI or no, DeepMind, one of Elon Musk's company, DeepMind.
Yes.
Or no, Neuralink is trying to do.
Oh yeah.
And
Of
Klaus
course.
Schwab has been saying for years he wants everybody to have a chip implanted in them. And that is going to be the new phone.
You will all
Supposedly.
nothing and be happy. You will eat sea bug.
You will live in your 14 by 15 square cubicle. You will be in a 20-minute city, or a new version of a concentrate, New York, the new version of a concentrate. Jamie, do you subscribe to the theory that New York is secretly a concentration camp built by the Nazis? Or developed to become a concentration camp?
I have never realized that.
Because you think about it, people say, "Oh, I want to leave," but they never. What if they created a city? What if they created a concentration camp where they feel like everything is great, right? But they never. They always say they want to leave, but they never leave. What if LA, California, and what if New York are actually concentration camps, but they're masqueraded so well that you think they're just normal cities? What if that's the future of concentration camps? They think that the public are so dense that they can't figure out it's a concentration camp. Because you think about it, how much room do they really have in New York? Because everything's basically just an apartment. And I suppose you could say you have certain districts in New York, don't you? Where
Yeah, there
basically
are.
you have the rich, you have the poor. Certain areas you can make. I suppose you could say that about London as well, couldn't you?
Yeah.
'Cause effectively, they have certain districts. Like they have a district where basically, if you go into it in a certain area, you'll get knifed.
Yeah. But then there's other districts like Kensington and Chelsea, maybe
Yeah,
Westminster,
whereas or Oxford and all them, but are a little bit nicer in all those areas.
and only the wealthiest can ever live in those neighborhoods.
Yes, so districts. People don't realize that. The Illuminati is more important than people think. They think it's just a. Even the everyday populace knows what the Freemasons are,
Yeah.
but they don't. They believe it's just a myth and they're long extinct, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
So what else is there? So what else did you want to dive into?
Um. Some. What are some other words, symbols, slogans that they hijack to try and silence and subjugate us?
The LGBTQ flag. I suppose you could say the world peace sign. Uh, the Illuminati, no, the Freemason symbol of the where you're putting your hands up used to be a symbol for Freemasons, right? You also have the symbol of where you put your hands like, and you basically look like a triangle. Freemasons are interesting. I find them interesting. I think it'd be interesting to join them just to see what they're about.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm back.
Cool.
All right, what you guys talking about?
Freemasons.
Freemasons and symbols.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah. So what are we up? What are we up to about the Freemasons?
They're very powerful.
Huh.
They are very powerful in the very powerful, and you could say the founding was probably in the UK. I have my suspicions. Or how would it be? Do you think it would be right to say that the Freemasons were basically either founded in the UK or either taken under the wing of the UK, or basically got into a amount of power where they were basically influenced by the king or the British royal family?
Oh, I didn't even know Freemasons had their own rings.
No, I mean they've got their own different sects of it. Like they've got Scottish Rite. There's a Freemasons have their own thing, and like the UK is very heavily in Freemasons, right? Because the UK has its own, like the Scottish Rite or Rite or something like that is a part of the Freemasonry, a very big part of the Freemasonry. And then I think you got the ones of Wales as well, in York, in London. So who do you think's part of the Illuminati? Well,
Silence is futile.
are you part of it, Jamie?
No.
It's
But
okay if you are.
I know, but if I was, though, I would certainly say by now. But the thing is, I'm part of something else.
Maybe the
Although not,
left.
well, no. I told you guys this like ages ago, and you already know about
Yeah.
my how my family are well off and have all the greatest success that we could ever ask for.
So basically, trying to deal with the devil. Basically.
Well, you could say that, but of course,
Hmm.
I later realized there is another way for the path of Christ. You know,
Yes. Power
I,
is what becomes.
yeah,
It'll be interesting when the world changes. And World War III is definitely going to happen. They want World War III.
yeah,
Biden will be, they'll all be happy in their little bunkers while we're all struggling. I'd rather die in a jail cell and fight an endless war where the elite win.
Yo,
and the thing is, most of the time, many people don't have much of a choice, even for good. I didn't choose to live the life that my family's living. They, that life chose my family. You know?
Yep. I didn't choose to know all the information I know. I didn't choose to become one of the enlightened and see the world for what it truly is, a corrupt cesspool. I got red pilled hella hard, and then I understand. I use my mere logic or sheer logic to figure out the basics.
yeah, I'm not gonna.
I know for a fact, as much as it is very hard for the very masses to realize, most countries are run by a certain select people, and a certain select of these people are Jewish. It's not exactly a bad thing to say, but it's the truth.
I mean,
When you think about it, who owns our money? Who manages all our money, right?
it's more of a compliment to Jewish people, but they don't want you to know that. That's the thing. That's
They
the
criticize it every time we say it, but it's the truth. The guy that runs BlackRock, right, one of the biggest companies, asset management firms of the world, is Jewish. The guy that runs Hollywood, Jewish. Half the fucking very important people in the UN, Jewish.
I mean, it's a hard pill to swallow.
Most of the people in the countries, in current countries right now, or leaders in the countries, have some connection to the Jews. Most of the politicians.
I mean, it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's the truth.
It's the truth. Music industry, Jews. Banking industry, Jews. London, most of London central. People think when you look at the most important country in the capital in the world, which country do you think it is? What country do you think most people think it is?
Which one?
What countries do you think are the most important countries in the world when masses think?
US?
But yeah,
UK to some extent?
London specifically,
Yeah, mostly London.
typically for what the central banks or Greater
Yeah,
London.
you're definitely banks. China?
I wouldn't say China. I would say DC because of the war. I would say the Vatican because of religion, and I'd say London because of the financial impact, financial order. The three cities, right? The three cities: London, Vatican, DC. London, the home of the financial capital, the whole of most of the central banks, and the system that controls a lot of nations. Vatican, the role of religion that manipulates the masses into believing there's one god, a god, or a certain multiple gods, or the false gods. Then you have DC, the capital of war.
Multiple gods. Every time when I think of multiple gods, I think of like Buddhism, Hinduism, both of those. I think of both of those because I think I think one of the two believes that there are multiple gods. Well, they're right.
You know all the Greek gods, right? You know Zeus and that. What do you think they were based on?
Fallen angels.
Interesting perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that one time one time, and
So what would Thor and Odin and all and Hela and all them be classed as fallen angels as well, or just or like mere names for humans?
were they godlike? Like were they described as?
They were like Norse gods or something like that. Like
I would
Thor and all them.
I would say that they are some type of.
More or less like gods that the Vikings and them
I'll be honest.
worshipped.
I actually have no idea. I mean, they might be fallen angels, but but that we probably just call them false gods for now.
What about the people of the Egyptian gods like Zeus? No, not Zeus. Osiris.
I would have to look. I would have to.
Yeah.
I would have to look more into the god, like these gods to
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't really give a definitive answer. But they are definitely some form of gods, though. I will say that they're not the god, but they're some form of gods in some way, shape, or form.
The thing is, Rome has a lot more power. Italy has a lot more power than most people realize, which is weird. Some say the Roman Empire fell. I just say they became they became a religion.
Yeah. I mean, why do you think still people still speak Latin or use Latin to this day?
Latin is used quite a lot in the Freemasons, the Illuminati, and all these secret societies.
Exactly.
Alice Decorum and all the other thing. Or the freaking. There's also like there's the esoteric stuff in that as well. Like in the $1 note in that there's the all-seeing eye, which is known for occultness. There's the pyramids, triangle pyramid, which is known for the occult as well. And there's the Latin written under it. Not to mention all the Freemasonry or secret society based stuff that there's in designs around the country. Like DC is a hub for all that stuff. Surprisingly. So what do you think how do you think they believe they changed the world with like the whole ancient world, that ancient country that they destroyed? You know the country I'm talking about, the one that they destroyed, the one with all that technology, the fact that the technology that Nikola Tesla invented that would have revolutionized the world, but they destroyed him.
You mean the whole gas? The whole gas being like pretty much powering cars.
You got to remember the fact that literally he said certain numbers would save the world or something like that. Can't remember what it was, but there was. What's that country that used to talk to me about? Like that there's always remnants of it, of that old empire. In Britain, London, America. Of like old buildings that were covered up in sand and that, and like bits that were hidden underneath that people forgot about. All continents that literally went and disappeared. What happened to Antarctica? What is under Antarctica?
Well, what's behind it?
Probably something devious.
Probably. What's to
Maybe
say
the
that
whole
we
other
haven't?
world.
What's to say that we might be living on top right now? But what's to say there's not people living underground?
Who knows, man?
We never get to know that stuff.
Like behind Antarctica or under Antarctica might be a place where they take children.
I know there's deep military bases underneath the world, very far deep down. But I don't know exactly where they are. But I know there are because it's been stated there are. And I would suspect that's what I would do if I was a military officer. I'd have bases. If I were America, I would have multiple bases underneath ground, so far underground that nobody else could see them. That would be where I'd be doing DNA experiments, torturing civilians. It'd be where I'd be doing experiments that would get me on war crimes, or get me death penalty. That is where you'd probably be doing that stuff. And I know it's happening. They're probably creating. There's probably somewhere, I don't know where it is, but there's some warehouse where they're experimenting and creating biological weapons that can kill people or target specific races. Why you would want to do that or not is the question, but there is somewhere. So what else is there?
Life is a huge mystery. You know, you're
Yeah.
not, you're never truly gonna figure it out. And even if you do figure it out, it might be either a distraction or a lie.
It's all a lie.
The point is, you just have to, potentially live off the grid, and well, just live your life, man. Whether if
Do you think it'll become a civil? Do you think there'll be civil war?
we're probably getting there, and I also think that eventually,
I personally believe America should split in two.
And I could be wrong about this, but potentially, maybe it'll come. There's going to come a time where people will be arrested for their specific beliefs.
I feel like that is coming. Yes.
Specifically,
religion.
Christian
religions. Yes.
I'm not really so sure about the Islam, but I believe in within Christianity. So
well, most definitely they're coming after Islam. Have you seen the way? They're banning mosques in certain countries. Most definitely they're doing that. I think Christians might be the last religion not to get done to them like that. Muslim, they're definitely going after Muslims, which is wrong. I have nothing against Muslims. I don't see any reason why they shouldn't be allowed to wear their hijab, like in school, in the education system and that, right?
No, not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say. I'll be honest. I'm not gonna really say anything about the Muslims or their religion, because here's the thing. I just don't see a point going back and forth. But yeah, no, it is wrong to
restrict people like
exactly.
They don't care. Like,
plus, I actually have a friend who's Muslim, and so
I wouldn't want to. It's I don't think it's going to be fun this year. I believe it.
So I think
when's the cyber attack coming? Is that next year? The year after?
I don't
Which
know.
one are you talking?
I'll be
there
honest.
There could be many.
There will be many.
I'm thinking of getting a beeper phone. A beeper, like
a beeper.
I don't know.
So when did they practice taking a grid? Before they do the mainstream thing, right? They're going to do that on a small scale, right? You'd expect, wouldn't you?
What'd you say?
If they're going to do what we know they're going to do, they would do it on a small scale, right? First, right? Maybe they do half of the American country, right? Or they do one country.
I think if they're going to do it on a small scale, they would probably shut off social media or something like that.
Yeah, they'll just claim, oh, this is like there was a power outage or some shit like that. I think they did it in one country or something like that already.
I think I know. I definitely know where this is coming.
Which country do you think they would test it out on first?
Canada?
I think there already has been one.
There has been one. Yes, there has.
Yeah, in fact, actually, I know this because this one guest I had on my podcast. We were kind of going on a discussion about what we usually do, and halfway through, his connection on my podcast got cut off. His reason is the power in his area got shut off. So that's why I thought, oh my gosh, why does this sound so familiar? You know?
They have been doing that quite early. They have been doing that in certain areas, right? But yeah, I'm saying, when are they going to do that to an entire country?
Dang.
Oh boy.
Once they do it to an entire country, and they do it a couple of times in multiple different countries, they should be very ready for the whole world.
Look, man,
how will these people cope? How will these Gen Z cope when they realize I can't access all my money. All my money's in my bank account.
I can't access my money. How am I going to get paid?
It'll be funny.
Yo,
I got cash on me. I'm going to start building piles of cash.
Imagine if
all my money is going to get rigged from me.
Imagine if all the rich streamers, went from being rich to being broke, just like us, bro. The
thing is, these people, right? They're so in tune. This generation, the next generation, your generation before, they're so in tune with using digital money. Most of these youngsters, that's the only thing they've ever used. Right?
Yo,
How
I'm not,
funny will it be? How funny will it be when they actually take the money away?
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
It'll be hilarious.
It would be it'd be
It will
hilarious.
be hilarious. It'll be sad, but it'll be hilarious.
It'll
They
be
won't
both.
cope.
It'll be
Mommy,
both.
Daddy, I lost all my money. I can't do anything. My bank has crashed. All the banks have crashed.
I'm not gonna
They're
lie.
out.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I watched this old video from like 2000 where it was like pretty much it was a time before like technology was very extremely prominent, and it was a New Year's, and it was a new people celebrating like the ball dropping and like everyone living in the moment. I'm like, bro, whatever happened to that?
They're too busy trying to progress. That's the end of society.
Exactly.
Eric, Jamie, do you ever remember? Can't remember what, but the end of the Roman society, right, and the Greeks, right? They got so obsessed with gender, right? That was the end of their society. They got so obsessed with gender. This happened multiple times. They get so progressive. That's that end of society in certain ages. They get so progressive, right? And then they start worshiping different genders and all that shit, right? And that's how the society falls. Yeah, but the liberals don't realize that. That's how Rome fell. It wasn't multiple because of that. It was partly because of that. And genders, right?
I'm not gonna lie. I think there was a time where cross-dressing was considered revolutionary. Now that I think,
Why else do you think that's how Rome? One of the reasons why Rome fell. That's one of the reasons how modern things fell, right? Cross-dressing. That's that, and like literally, they're so obsessed with gender back in the Roman thingy. That's how they fell.
I didn't
But
even know that.
nobody talks about that and that. They don't talk about that, but that's truth.
I
That's
didn't even
one of the
know.
reasons how Rome fell
I'll be honest. I didn't even
because
know
of
that.
gender.
I didn't even know that's how Rome fell because of
One of
gender.
the reasons Rome fell. I can't remember what it was, but at the end of civilization, right, or end of a massive age of civilization, right, we always get so focused on gender, and it's happened multiple times. The masses don't talk about it because it's not going to be talked on the mainstream media, right? And you'd have to look in books, right? You're never going to hear that off the mainstream media. You're never going to really hear that off. You might hear that. Might see that hear it off a side YouTube video, right, or a historian YouTube video, right? But other than that, you're not going to hear it because that's not the masses.
Hold on, unrelated for a minute. There's a post that says like that LeBron's wife only takes photos with female fans and not male fans, and I'm like, that's good. He probably told her not to take pictures with male fans.
That's good.
But yeah, and what were you saying before?
I basically said like every civilization, we always get at the end of every major age, we always get obsessed with gender, and then a massive collapse happens.
Except this time, except in this day and age,
we're so obsessed about it, right? What if they're going to reset everything like they did the last time? The Romans. We've definitely been. The world's definitely been reset multiple times, right?
I could believe that. Yes, I believe that it has been.
It's been reset multiple times, right? What if we're actually older and what if we're actually younger? The Romans have manipulated the calendar so much, right? What if we're actually older than what if the Earth is way older than what we think it is?
Huh. I never really thought about that.
Yeah.
Never thought about that. We could be
Romans manipulate so much. The Romans, if you think about it, they manipulated the whole thing of Jesus, right? To an extent, right? They manipulated that, right? They made a guy. I'm pretty sure a couple of years later, right? It was created that. What was again?
I've also been.
The Romans were heavily inspired, right? The emperor, right, converted to Christianity, right? And his neighboring lands, right? The emperor's neighboring lands, right, started doing Christianity, right?
Right.
What if the said emperor? It was a plan by the Romans and that to infest this country with religion, right, and then shape the world to a certain thing. And then the Romans, they promoted it a couple of years later, promoted it to their entire country's empire.
I've also been hearing a lot. I've also been hearing somewhat that Jesus wasn't white; he was brown. Like he was probably somewhat close to the same complexion as me.
Probably the same thing. To be fair, that's probably like the same thing with the BBC saying that most people died on the Black Plague were partly black or something like that. The BBC and people places like that, they try and manipulate facts, manipulate history to suit their narrative. And let's be real here: the British press, the BBC, and most news anchors, they're so heavily identified with race, right? They're willing to manipulate history just to make it, just to be seen progressive.
You see, here's the thing, bro, which is why it's like, I know I might sound crazy, but bro, I just want to find a real time machine so I can go back and see for myself. Because it's like at this point, I can't trust anybody. I can't trust history. Yeah, I can't trust this. I can't trust that. I can't trust anything.
What if it comes out to be the fact that they manipulated and phallicized Jesus and all these guys to be false prophets and that? It could come out to be like that. That's the sad truth. They could have manipulated. These people are that powerful. They could have manipulated a lot of stuff. That's the sad thing. It's a question. Do you really want to know that, or is it better to not know that?
I could probably make the argument for both. It's best to not know that.
Yeah, it's best to know, but it's best not to know.
Yeah,
I would say it's better. I would, for me, I think I'd rather know than not know the truth. But I have heard rumors that literally around the time where Christianity was starting to become very big, right, in a sort of neighboring lands, they're Romans, right, and it was used. They were using the same. Romans at the time were using the same symbols as the Christians, right? Could say I have tried to make the claim, but it potentially could have been Roman propaganda. And then a couple of years later, the emperor converted to Christianity. His entire empire became the Roman Empire. Basically built Christianity.
I think I have heard that somewhere in Rome they had so much more influence on Christianity than most would think. No, they made the religion Christianity, but in the Bible, Christianity isn't even a word. Christian is a word, but not Christianity.
That makes so is Christian. Well, by that aspect, is Christianity simply just a false god, a false religion? You could make the claim.
I mean, I don't think so. And I just call it the Christian faith. But but for the most part, I don't think so. Because here's the thing, the Bible also predicted prophecies that have came to pass over the past couple decades to years. Even now, the red. The sea turn, I think something about the Red Sea, it's actually turning red. But yeah, no, the Bible has predicted many prophecies, many prophecies. So I would say that the Bible is true that way. But you could
interpret like that with multiple there's so many different forms of it. Which one is the true incantation and which one's not?
Which one would you think is the true one?
I honestly don't know. There's so many different versions of it. I know the English one, right? I can't remember what phrase it was, but there's a phrase in the English, the St. John's version of the English version, right?
You're talking about the Bible. Oh,
yeah.
Well, okay. I'm not gonna lie. I found this one video where there was an old Bible where it told me that May or March was actually the first day of the month. Was actually the first day of the year. The first month of the year, and that Sunday was actually the beginning of the week, and that Saturday was the Sabbath day where we should rest, and worship God. So pretty much our whole world. So pretty much if that's the truth, then our whole world is just backwards.
Wasn't there a Bible a Bible or something like that that required
Originally, we're supposed to be having 13 months in the year.
Yeah.
But we have 12.
Yes.
We're supposed to have 13 months.
How many? There were 13 disciples, weren't there, or are there 12? What of the 13 months were related to the 12 disciples, or how many disciples there were supposed to be? What are they?
How many disciples did Jesus have? He had 12.
Could you make the claim that the 12 months were related to the 12 disciples?
You probably could.
Yeah.
That would make sense. That would make sense.
12. Yeah.
13 if you count one of.
13 if you count Judas.
Yeah, if the one who replaced Judas. Yeah, Judas.
But
Judas ended up portraying. But Judas ended up portraying Jesus. And Jesus knew.
He got his 13 silver or his 28 silver, so 26 or his pieces of silver, right? And then a couple days later, he ended up off himself or dying.
But look,
with regret.
A part of me would like to go back and just see.
What did you ever hear about that black Bible that the Vatican wanted to research? Right, that apparently depicted like an entirely different story about the thingy. It was written on this old like black carcass or something like that. It was like this really old Bible that apparently was randomly found.
Wait, where'd you say was found?
It's just like black Bible and that. It was like this really old one, and it had a different telling of Jesus, right? It basically said Jesus was like, or basically had a completely different telling from what it was. I can't remember what the name of it was, but
I'll be honest, I have not heard of that. No. Do you know what it said about Jesus?
claiming that he was I think it was claiming that he was that he was false thing or something like that. He was just a monk or something like that, some type of priest or something like that, where he wasn't exactly. That's just one of them. That's just a book.
A monk. Was this a Buddhist monk book?
I don't think it was a Buddhist monk book. It was because I think it was written by one of his other apostles, one of his other disciples, or something like that.
Because I don't know, man. It's like, when you said monk, I'm like, bro, I'm thinking of Buddhist monk, because like I think they acknowledge Jesus as a teacher, but they don't acknowledge him as Lord and Savior. Huh? You said one of his apostles wrote that?
I can't remember. Let me see. Old.
I mean, I would say this.
They're all different.
Yeah, There's a lot of different versions that.
Oh yes, I think I found a picture of it.
Oh, okay. You see, there's a lot of different teachers and a lot of different people who preach what Jesus was, but
no one truly does know.
But who Jesus was and who Jesus is. But I trust the Bible. That Jesus was exactly who he said he was. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Oh, that Bible.
Yes.
Oh, I've seen it around.
That one.
Oh, I've seen it around.
And you can tell it's very old with the very ancient writing.
Yeah.
They're partly saying it's a fake or forgery. The Vatican, basically.
Okay.
17,500.
Here's the thing. I want to get I would like to get a Bible that's old and before my time, so I can like read the difference between the Bible that I have now and the Bible back then.
The thing is, though, the amount of stuff that the Vatican possession of the Holy Grail and all that bit, the Holy Grail and all that stuff, and Zeus's headband and like Caesar's band hat. Makes you question what stuff does the Vatican hold and what secrets do they hold. It's clear as day that they hold more information than they're willing to let out. It's clear as day that the Bible has clearly been tampered with. Like the one for the kid, the version for the king, right, for the English people, right, the one authorized by the king. Basically, there's a part in that Bible, right, not the king's version, the one for the king's version, but another Bible that basically said about literally those that are kings are spawn or are servants of the demon, of the devil.
Yeah, I I have heard that the King James version one was like, I have heard
Manipulated.
pretty much, yeah. So it's
Yes.
like, I think
Because
like
they were scared. I think they were scared at the time if that gets released, that maybe that could put an end to their empire for the kingdom.
I think a Bible that was made in like 17 in the 1700s to 1500s, I think that's probably the most accurate Bible that you can read.
As accurate as you're going to get, unless you go for something that's been even earlier than that. But the Ethiopian Bible is probably the more accurate in that because they haven't gotten rid of most chapters. They're the ones that still have the chapter of Enoch.
Ethiopian. Oh yeah, I've heard of Ethiopian Bible. I just don't really know where to get. I mean, I probably get it off Amazon, but how do I know it hasn't been tampered with on Amazon? Like
you don't know. You'll never know.
All right. Well, if I buy one, and if it seems tampered with, I'm just gonna send it back.
Jimmy, you there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Okay.
Ethiopian.
So what's the plan? What do you think the next big plan for the WEF are?
Still thinking the 2030 agenda.
What happens after 2040? What's the 2040 agenda?
I'm not sure. We just got to wait and find out.
Aren't they already planning? They already planned the 2021 agenda. They're working on the 2030 agenda right now. 2040 agenda right now, aren't they?
I don't know. Is it 2040?
No, I said they're probably working on the 2040 version right now because they released the 2021 agenda a couple of days ago. I know for a fact that Bill Gates wants to control most of the farmland, and they've already legalized half of his fucking weird meat. We had beef, right? And we thought there was a weird taste to the meat, right? The beef that we had, right? I question if there was not marina in that beef. It tasted weird, to be fair.
What tasted weird?
The beef that we had beef on like New Year's Day, right? On New Year's Day, right? We had that, right? It tasted weird. Even they said it tasted like there was something in it.
What did it taste like?
It didn't taste like normal in that. It tasted like it had some type of like vaccine in it or some type of
like baking soda. Did it taste like baking soda?
It didn't taste like baking soda, but it definitely had something in it. It didn't taste right. We thought maybe it was in the freezer for a while on that though, but who knows?
Yeah, that's true.
Knowing what Bill Gates is up to, right? I wish that pedo would go to prison.
He's never gonna go to prison. The only prison
he'll go to is hell.
That's what I was gonna say. Maker. That's what I was literally about to say, man.
I can't wait till Klaus Schwab meets his maker in hell.
I mean, hey, man, he knows he knew he wasn't gonna make it to heaven, so he's doing what he can until he dies.
Yeah.
He knew he wasn't gonna make it to heaven.
Why is it that all these billionaires are building bomb shelters? Mark Zuckerberg.
They're building what?
Why are they building bomb shelters? Yeah. Zuckerberg's building some type of like nuclear bunker in Hawaii.
Oh, they're gonna try and blow us up, aren't they?
Probably.
Oh no.
Like, well, they're already starting to build nuclear. He's not the only one. Biden's apparently making a bunker as well in his own house. That's the reason why he came down to his hometown.
Now, I'm not gonna wish death on Biden, but come on, bro, he's old.
Like he's gonna make it. He'll be dead.
Yeah, I'm not wishing death on him, but bro, he's old.
He is old and needs to go. What are the chances that they rigged the 2024?
Hey, 80%.
Trump still thinks that he has a shot at taking New York.
Oh.
I think he's trying to take Arizona as well.
Isn't
Georgia?
I mean, he's from
Minnesota. New York. I think he's aiming to take half the fucking Democrat states. In the state of New York, I think you could make a good case for it.
He's from New York, so I hope they support him.
You would think, yeah. You would hope. I think it'd be interesting if he takes half the freaking. I think it'd be. How funny would it be if they were to the Republicans were able to elect a Republican to Maine, the state of Maine. a governor and senator to Maine. The state apparently tried to ban Donald Trump. That would be funny. They were able to elect a governor or a senator into that state. The funny thing is, though, they're launching impeachment trials on the secretary person, the person that authorized the whole thing about getting rid of it. The thing with the American government, and the thing with more governments, right? There's too many positions that do not involve accountability. They're unelected votes. There's too many roles in governments, right, that are unelected, right? And people that are unelected, so they're not voted in. That's the thing that they need to be cut down on that. And we also need to ban insider trading.
We need to ban what?
We need to ban insider trading, and also there's too many roles that basically are unelected. Oh, it doesn't matter if you elect the president, right? There's people above him, like the senior executive branch, are unelected, and Obama filled them with his fucking blokes, his guys and girls. They were the people that were stopping Trump from getting most of his laws passed, and trying to do anything really, because he had the senior executive branch,
I'm not
a bunch of unelected bureaucrats stopping him from fucking doing anything. Again, if Trump gets in, I think it'll be a lot harder for him to do anything because of the senior executive branch. The only way you'll be able to do that is you cut them. So what's going on with BRICS, Jamie?
So apparently Argentina pulled out.
Well, Argentina's going to end up being a puppet. Well, they're wanting to get their currency linked to the fucking dollar, so they're going to be a puppet of the state of America.
Yeah, not that surprising.
Can I be honest? Am I the only one surprised that Mexico hasn't been invaded by America yet?
I mean, what would they gain from invading Mexico?
They'd clear off their fucking border. They'd take over the massive car industry, export industry. Mexico's becoming a massive exporter of like cars and all that other stuff, right? Automotive, right? All that cheap labor in America, in Mexico, right? All that stuff, right? If you think about it, right? If America take over Mexico, right? They get all their fucking car stuff, right? They get all the cars, they get all their industries. Not to mention, right? They get to take part of an economy that is growing. Or people think, oh, Mexico's dumb, right? It's shit, right? But it's economy. It's an economy. It's growing. To say it, I think Mexico should probably join BRICS.
Yeah.
So, what members do you think should join BRICS next?
So, I'm not sure. I think
Should Qatar?
Qatar, possibly.
Burundi?
Not sure about Burundi. Yeah, I mean they have a decent economy, but given its size, I'm not so sure. Same with Qatar. It's a bit of a stretch, but it is interesting to say the least. Vietnam, perhaps?
Yeah, that could be a good one. Vietnam. They're not so big fans of China, though.
I mean, India's in BRICS. And also Russia's in there too.
They're a big fan. Pakistan and Bangladesh. I think Pakistan should probably join BRICS.
Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting.
If they can mend their relationships with India, right? They could be big. They'd be stronger together than apart.
Yeah.
Do you think the UK would make a good addition to BRICS?
No.
No.
The thing is, the reason why BRICS was created in the first place is to create an economic alliance that opposes the Western nations. And the thing is, the UK, along with the US and other countries in North America and Europe, they are classed as Western nations. So basically, the UK joining BRICS is basically their opposition joining their own group.
Is Australia part of is the Australia part of the East?
Geographically, yes, but geopolitically, they're all on the western side of things.
Do you think they would be interested in joining BRICS? Because a lot of the Australians, they're kind of a little bit peeved off the fact that they're having to fork all this money for China, right? And I don't think they really are that committed to a conflict in China. To be fair, they feel like their government. I think the right wing government on that feel like they're being roped into something like that, right? I feel if there was a government change, potentially Australia might be interested in joining. Would France benefit from joining BRICS? So what other countries would benefit from BRICS membership?
Ethiopia.
I definitely feel like a lot more African countries will join.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What about Dominican Republic of Congo?
Oh, Dr. Congo. Yeah, I mean, they have like the largest city that nobody talks about. So that'd be interesting. How much economy goes into the country's capital.
Why haven't they united Africa under one continent? Like America.
That there's lots of local tribes that has very different ethnic makeups and culture values that very differs from one another. So trying to unite all under one is going to be quite a stretch and rather quite a challenge.
What if they were to create something like the EU?
Yeah, but even then, creating a processes like the EU is again going to be very complicated.
Doesn't help the fact that France is still controlling those countries in Africa.
Yeah.
Nobody's talked about the fact that literally about that conflict in Africa, right? But they basically,
Oh yeah.
they took over that continent, take over one of those countries. What happened to Myanmar? Is it still a country or?
What, Myanmar?
Yeah.
Myanmar's still a country, I presume.
Yep. So what other countries? Would Japan be? Do you think Japan or Korea would be interested in joining BRICS?
South Korea. Probably not.
South Korea does a lot. South Korea does a lot of trade with China.
Yeah, I suppose so. But the thing is, I don't think South Korea would see much benefit joining BRICS. Maybe they want to develop their economy on their own, perhaps.
What happened to? Do you think there's any chance that we could take back our colonies? Take back our colonies.
Yeah, everyone's gonna like that. That's for sure.
With the whole Civil War, Jamie, we potentially have a good chance in America. They'll be so freaking.
Okay, I can see that. That'll be interesting.
We'll have to take back Canada at some point, Jamie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because clearly Trudeau's going to turn it into a fucking Canadian dictatorship. He'll be the Canadian Xi Jinping.
So, cool.
Yeah, I got cut out.
So Eric,
That's
when do you think that Canada will have to be taken over again?
When do I think Canada will be taken over again?
Yes.
Because
I can't see America allowing a dictator right next to them.
I'll give it.
And I can't exactly see Russia I can't exactly see America allowing a dictator on their doorstep. Can you?
I'll give them until 2027 or 2030.
Someone's gonna have to fucking oppose and take that guy out if he fucking becomes a dictator.
I'll give them till 2027 to 2028, or but I'll be nice and say
Again, this gives them an opportunity to sell weapons.
True.
Lockheed Martin and all these guys to sell weapons. Gives them a conflict. But before they do that, I suppose they would just have to disarm. They would have to disarm Canada, wouldn't they? Offer them billions to disarm and get rid of their nukes. So, do you think they're going to get Trudeau out of government, or do you think it's too late and he's become a dictator?
Well, I mean, it's too late for Trudeau and his gang. However, there is a chance that there will be a change at the next Canadian election.
If they don't rig it. When is the next Canadian election?
Probably in the next year or two. Can't remember exactly.
Let's hope you can get Canada, get Trudeau out, because if not, there could be a war between America. Do you think the British would be interested in taking Canada back? There's a lot of Americans down. Why not? They bump their territory up.
Have you seen the state of Canada?
What?
It's crazy.
What?
Have you seen the state of Canada?
I've seen it. But if we take on that responsibility and we do success, Jamie, that triples our economy. And we can use that to freaking leverage and build. We could always take back Ireland. When do you think we take back Hong Kong? Because realistically, Hong Kong is a mess. And someone's going to have to take it back. Is Hong Kong big? Is that us?
Yeah, that's it for now.